Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a series between TSL's Inori versus AI's Imperial here on GSL Daybreak. Inori spawning as the red Protoss over here on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have the pretty in pink Protoss spawning over here on the top right hand side of the map. It isn't a Terran versus Zerg, guys. I know you guys have been asking for matchups that are not Terran versus Zerg. I went and I looked and I found a Protoss versus a Protoss. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of complaints about this being a Protoss versus Protoss mirror match. Hopefully, the games don't disappoint though, as this is a series. And one of the games, I'm not going to say which one, came highly rated. Now, let's see what's going to go down here as we see both players pretty much opening up with very similar builds. Protoss versus Protoss, one of those matchups where it is very fragile. I don't know which one's more fragile or more temperamental, so to speak. Protoss versus Protoss or Zerg versus Zerg, both of them do come down to perhaps 1 or 2 lucky hits at some time. Baneling hits versus Stalker hits, doing a little bit of a shoot and scoot, and we'll see what's going to go down in this series already. TSL Inori now going for an interesting gateway. That's not interesting. What's interesting is that Imperial is going for a Forge first. So Forge first here on GSL Daybreak. Normally that does mean some sort of cheese, and with some sort of cheese you can usually catch your opponent off guard or out of position. So a Forge first versus, oh, what is this? Double pylon block, and here we go. There we go, 3 pylons already warping in. The probes are trying to do a surround here. Is it going to work? Canceling on that assimilator there. And this cheese may or may not be successful. 1 pylon off over here. It looks like he will be able to start warping in a photon cannon. There is 1 photon cannon. A second photon cannon could be added in just a second. Nope, another pylon there. And a triple pylon block, preventing us very strong surround. So 3 pylons. 2 pylons left. The probes now trying to take down this 1 photon cannon. The photon cannon does have about 15 seconds to go. 2 probes left to go, and we'll see what's going to happen here. Imperial is a little bit behind, but Inori now also getting up another photon cannon off here. So 1 photon cannon is up. This photon cannon could also get surrounded as well. This is not looking good. The pylons look like it will get taken down. 1 pylon does go down. There is 1 pylon left. Inori does have his own photon cannon, and there you go, beautifully played as Inori cancels his own gateway, sets up his own forge, and now I believe who has the advantage. Harvester count is 16 to 15. Beautifully done by Inori, being able to fend off that attack, and now we can see a gateway has been placed down by Inori. Inori also getting his own gateway, getting up a pylon as well. Assimilator already up for Imperial, so Imperial should be able to get up that cybernetics core and perhaps get up some stalkers, and that will be a very strong help. Now, another thing that Inori could do is Inori could try to place a pylon here and make it so that there are photon cannons on the ramp, covering the ramp, making it very difficult for any player to really charge up that ramp now. We are pretty even in terms of resources. You can see that the Zealot already being trained. It is being chrono boosted out. 1 Zealot already out. A second Zealot may be joining in on this fight, but with this 1 photon cannon here, it is going to be very difficult for Imperial to put any pressure on Inori, as that photon cannon does have a range of 7, but cybernetics core is significantly delayed. 50-second difference between the cybernetics core on both sides, and now that warp gate tech is being chrono boosted out. It looks like this may turn into a 4 gate. So Imperial opening up with a forge cannon rush and turning this into a 4 gate, and I don't know the timings on this. 1 probe does get taken down there, as Zealots should be making their way out across the map. Are we going to go for triple gateways? Yes, we are. Triple gateways now coming in. Zealot now going to be making its way over here. There is a pylon up here on the ramp. This is not looking very good for Inori. Inori is going to have a bit of a problem, as Imperial following this up beautifully. I normally do not cheer for cheese, but that cheese was so well handled by Inori. But Inori now a little bit behind. We'll see. Let's take a look at the losses. The losses for Imperial is slightly higher, and now we are going to see 22 Harvesters versus 20. If Imperial is able to utilize this double pylon, what's going to be happening here? There is a probe now down over here. The probe is going to be forced to run away. The Zealots are now backing off. The pylon doesn't know what's going on over here. The Zealots and the Stalkers are going to try to do a little bit of a charge up the ramp now, and what's going to happen? The Zealots, do they see what's going on over here? Yes, they do. I believe Imperial can actually warp up onto the high ground if he decided to. We'll see what's going to be happening next. Photon cannon now being added. One photon cannon here. Pylons not warping, and there you go. Now warping in units up on the high ground as the Zealots are in position, and the Stalkers in a very strong position now. Going to be able to just take down that Stalker there, and there is the GG by TSL Inori. So even though TSL Inori did get cheesed in this matchup, he still said GG. I really, really respect that. Just knowing that it was a strategy that you had not seen before, one of those strategies where if you are not expecting it, not ready for it, you could fall prey and fall victim. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1 in this series. Let's hope Game 2 is just as interesting.